Boy, it's nice to have you in the studio again. It's been several months that you've been here.
Yes, it has.
And you said, well, I'll come, again when we get close to the Blues Fest. That's coming to the White Lake area May 2nd, so that's pretty close.
We're getting close.
Yeah, where's it going to be?
It's going to be at the Helmet Playhouse.
So it'll be inside because,
yes.
2nd of May, it's kind of iffy and all that, So we have a lot to talk about here. Of course, you're going to be talking about the Blues Fest and then the Killer Blues Headstone Project. You've been doing that for how many years now?
Since 2008, we've done that. And since then, we've purchased 45 headstones for blues artists.
Now, if we have some listeners out there that have never heard of this, what do you do with the Blues Headstone Project? I think it's tremendous.
Well, we raise funds to place headstones for blues artists lying in unmarked graves.
Yeah, they've been, playing blues for many, many years, and they passed on, and the funds were not there to provide a headstone.
Correct.
And that's what you're doing. You go, to New Orleans and Chicago and on your off time, because you have a real job, don't you?
I do have a real job that I'm currently not at.
Okay. Well, you will be pretty soon.
As soon as I'm done here, I'll be to work, fellas.
Yeah. You want to tell us where or not? You don't have to if you don't want.
I work at Grand Haven Stamp Products.
Oh, wow.
Grand Haven.
That's quite a ways away. That's kind of a nice little drive every morning, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Like myself. I live in Norton Shores, 18 miles one way every day, but I don't mind. So, now what time is this Blues Fest going to start? It's on a Saturday, right? That's May 2nd.
Yes, that's correct. Doors open at 7 and 7:30, quarter to 8 is when the show will start. It's with musicians, it's always trying to, like, herd cats to get things on a time schedule.
I bet it is. So now this Blues Fest is a fundraiser for the Blues Headstone Project. That's how you make your money to place the stones.
Yes.
And maybe a little traveling expenses or whatever, but...
No, all the funds that we take in go for headstones.
Is that right?
We're a 501c nonprofit, and there's 5 board members, and no one receives any compensation for the work we do.
Yeah.
More often than not, we're donating our own money for travel expenses.
Okay. Now, do you have any other folks with you around here locally, or are they other towns, other states? Is that?
Well, I have a board member in St. Louis, Aaron Pritchard, another board member in Champaign, Illinois, Dave Wright, and we also have our local blues hero, Hank Mowry, is on the board, and my wife, Leslie, is the secretary.
Yeah. Hi, Leslie. I know she's listening. She's at Harbor Light Credit Union, one of the main cogs in Harbor Light Credit Union. Can I call your wife a cog?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, she's a great person. In fact, I talked to her a little while ago. And, boy, now, what are some of the artists that are going to be there on this Saturday, the 2nd of May?
Well, we're very excited to have a Chicago blues artist, Hank. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's live radio. We can't delete it, but so what?
That's Nick Moss, who's a phenomenal guitarist. He actually has his own band in Chicago called Nick Moss and the Flip Tops. So he will be the star attraction, along with vocalist and harmonica player Sugar Ray Norcia, who's extremely popular. He's a Severin recording artist. He used to play with the cream. He's played with the cream of the
cream of the
blues world.
Is that right? Yeah. Over the years.
Yes.
Okay. Now the tickets are $20. Very reasonable. And you get in. Going to be any refreshments being served?
There will be refreshments by our local Founders Brewery, and we will also have an excellent wine selection provided by Steve and Caroline Mayberry, local friends of the Headstone Project.
Now, this is the 8th annual Blues Fest, right? At the Playhouse. Once again, folks, it's coming up the 2nd of May. What time does it start?
Hopefully, music starts by 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Doors
hopefully.
open at 7.
Yeah, and what time's it going to wrap up? 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning?
No.
No, I'm sure there are laws. You have to have the doors closed by a certain time.
We hope to have everyone out of there by 12 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad. So it's 4 hours of some very fine
Yes, it
entertainment.
is.
It's always kind of a laid-back thing, right? When when they're ready, they're going to start to play.
People will not be disappointed. This is
bet.
a class act.
Oh, yeah. Now, how about attendance? What has it been like? Has it been a sold-out thing? We're going to talk about where to get the tickets, too, in just a moment.
No, it hasn't been a sold-out.
Well, let's hope it is this time.
We're hoping for a sold-out show this year. Just for numbers, last year we were able to raise enough money to provide 3 headstones from that show alone.
Okay.
So
Now, how much on the average are these headstones?
on an average, they're $300 to purchase. It's the placement fees that get us.
yeah.
Depending on where it's at, the actual fee to place it on the ground can be anywhere from $400 to $700.
Sure, yeah. So they're actually more than the headstone itself.
Correct.
You know, you got to pay the guys, and they have to bring the vehicle, the truck, the lifter, or whatever they call it, and place it properly.
For the latest stone, actually memorial marker that we're doing, we had to buy the actual cemetery plot
Oh, really?
to the tune of $1,500 before we could place a marker on top of it for another $600.
So the artist was actually buried there, but it was unpaid.
Correct.
So you had to buy the plot and then the headstone. Who was that for? Do you
That's for Roosevelt Sykes. And interesting thing is that the actual marker is being manufactured by our local Whitehall Products.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm working with Nick Hesse there, and they're designing this special marker for it, and it'll be going down to New Orleans soon.
Oh, wow. Okay, what other towns do you visit, cities do you visit that have unmarked graves? And how do you find these unmarked graves? Where do you start?
Well,
that's quite a process, I bet.
Yes, it is. You start with blues magazines, biographies.
Sure.
A lot of them are buried in Chicago because they came up from the south to work in the north, and a lot of them went to Chicago, and that's where they died, and that's where they were buried. So.
Yeah. And you were telling me off the air, and I've kind of known about this, but the money that these guys and ladies made wasn't all that much, was it, back in the day? Because blues back in the day, in fact, I think we're selling more blues tunes now than they did back in the day when they were alive.
Sure.
Okay. So that's why you have to raise funds for this. And once again, this May 2nd concert, or the Blues Fest, is just about the only way you can raise money for the Blues Headstone Project.
Yes, that's correct. We have a calendar that we produce that lists birth dates and death dates of musicians and features headstones, and there's a book also. But,
and that's another actually kind of a minor fundraiser when you sell a calendar. That's $20, isn't it? But you brought one in, and it's really interesting. It's got all the names on it and the dates of the birthdays of these blues artists.
Yes, and you can purchase them on my website, killerblues.net.
Okay.
And or I usually have them with me in my car if you see me around town.
I bet you do. So now the tickets are $20. Where can folks buy these tickets? At the Helmet Playhouse? Is that one place?
They'll be available at the Playhouse. They're also available at the City Hall and at our favorite local financial institution, Harbor Light Credit Union.
Oh, I never would have guessed. Okay. Yeah, and that's over here, just a short distance away from Whitehall High School, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Cogswell Drive.
Yes.
Harbor Light Credit Union is where you can buy these tickets for this Blues Fest that's coming up on the 2nd of May. Come on, everybody, let's get on this bandwagon and let's make this a sellout. It's for a darn good cause. Now, these artists that are coming up, do they charge anything? You know, is there any expenses that they have to have covered?
Yes, we provide them with accommodations and a small token of our appreciation. I refuse to ask musicians to work for nothing.
I suppose. Well, sure, they're traveling
Correct.
a long distance in some cases, so they have to have a little something.
Right. And
right. But they understand that this is a fundraiser, too, so they're not asking for thousands of dollars.
They're essentially working for a very small fee, and that's their donation to the cause.
There you go.
So I'm very appreciative that they're willing to do that for me.
Well, that's wonderful. Okay, tell you what, can you stand by? We'll take a little break here and kind of collect our thoughts and come back and wrap this up. This morning we have Steve Salter talking about the wonderful Blues Fest coming to the White Lake area on the 2nd of May. It's going to be at the Helmet Playhouse. Tickets are only $20, and I urge everybody to secure some tickets as soon as possible for this. And if somebody can't make it, can they donate?
Yes, they could go to our website,
There you go.
killerblues.net. And there is a donate button. There's also a button to where you could purchase our calendar or the book or a copy of the mural.
Now, what's the book all about? I don't think I've seen that. I know the calendar is great, but now the book is about what?
The book is an extension of the calendar. The calendar features birth and death dates of blues artists.
Yeah.
The book, we get a little deeper where we have the artist's name, what instrument they played, when they were born, where they were born, when and where they died, and where they're buried, if we know.
Okay.
And there's a state index that lists state by state where these blues artists are buried.
Oh, wow. So, but now the calendar and the book, they're the fundraiser, part of the fundraiser for this Killer Blues Headstone project. And, of course, the main fundraising project is the Blues Fest. And just how many blues artists are going to be there? There was a long list you showed me. I couldn't even get through it all, but, you know.
Well, the main artist is Nick Moss. He's an exceptional guitarist.
Yeah.
He will be performing with Sugar Ray Norcia, a phenomenal vocalist and harmonica player, and they will all be backed by our Grand Rapids' own Hank Mowry and the Hawk Tones.
Okay. Now, where are these folks from? Chicago, New Orleans, all over, right?
Of course, Nick Moss is from Chicago.
Right.
As far as Sugar Ray, I'm not sure where he's residing these days, but Hank Mowry's a Grand Rapids fellow.
Okay. So once again, folks, the tickets are only $20, and really, let's see if we can get a sellout crowd for this year's Blues Fest. This is going to be a lot of fun. Starts at around 8 o'clock, or whenever they're doggone good and ready to start playing. They're going to start playing like maybe 8:30, 8 o'clock, quarter to 8. You never know.
Closest to 8 o'clock as we can get them cats on stage.
Yeah. Now, for an extra fee, there'll be there'll be beer, right? Beer and wine available for a little extra cost.
Yes, Founders Beer will be there, and wine will be provided by Steve and Caroline Mayberry, local blues supporters.
Yeah. So I think we've covered it all here this morning.
I believe we have.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we talked about the donation.
Yep. Yeah. Come to the show, make a donation, have a great time.
Yeah, Oscar Osmo is here today. He comes in during all of our interviews, and he records them on video and puts them on our webpage, our Facebook page. So it's kind of nice that we have radio and video. Of course, with me, I still have a face for radio, you know. So, hello? As he points the camera towards me. Hello? Okay, Steve Salter. And once again, folks, this is a fundraiser for a wonderful project, the Killer Blues Headstone Project, correct? Is that the full name?
That is correct.
Okay, you go all over or a few towns around the United States and you place headstones on blues artists who passed away some time ago, and they don't have a headstone, and I bet you run into some nice family members that just thank you up and down for that.
Indeed we do. I just got a package from the daughter of a blues artist that we placed, and it had a photo of him and some of his CDs, and she was very, very grateful for us placing a stone for him.
I bet. Okay. So once again, I want to tell you about it. It's the 2nd of May at the Halma Playhouse, starting around 8 o'clock. It sounds just like, you get in there, have a little wine and a few beers, and you listen to these blues artists. It's got to really be tremendous.
It's great fun, too.
I bet. It's something to... Can anybody take photos or a little video of the... Really?
Yes.
Oh, that would be nice. Something to remember this by. Okay. So I think we covered it. Thank you very much, Steve Salter. 2nd of May, Halma Playhouse. Be there. Tickets only $20. Once again, they're available
At
Harbor Light Credit Union. That's number one.
At the City Hall and at the box office.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.